Good morning. Today, this video is actually going to be about another tobacco review and a VR to Smokey Mouth. So I'm going to start off with a little bit about this tobacco. This is another Wilke blend. It is the Rumcake that I mentioned yesterday, which truly does taste like Rumcake. It's a delicious smelling and tasting tobacco. It smells a lot more like rum cake than it tastes, but you can still get a hint of the sweetness of the cake and the rum when you do taste it. It's a very interesting blend. This one I actually have a little bit of Decatur dark sweet rum mixed into it, just because I happen to have a little tiny bit left in the bottom of the jar, and then I filled it the rest of the way with rum cake. So it should be delicious. Your door's shutting. So in terms of the tobacco it wasn't the individual tobacco, it was more of the company, the blenders, that is kind of well known, but the blend was not as good as I was hoping it would be. And that would be the Peter Stokeby cherry. In my opinion, it smelled like a cheap cigar, almost, and it tasted like one as well, which is not what I was expecting out of an aromatic, and it was a lot heavier casing than I normally like. Because my favorite aromatics tend to be very lightly cased. Like this one in particular is partially burley, just a little bit to help with the cake taste, and that is uncased burley. And now for the other part of his VR would be the pipe that I used to use more often than I do currently, and that would be this one right here. It's a Buescher's cob. I used to use it a bit more than I do currently, until I actually, very foolishly, more or less accidentally, because the jar was unlabeled, put the Peter Stokeby cherry in it, which does not taste good out of the older cob. So I actually haven't used it since, and I don't know why I kept the cherry. Maybe it was in hopes that aging it a little bit would improve the taste. But I threw it out just the other day after aging it for 6 months, in addition to however long it had been on the shelf. I don't know what it is about this pipe, but for whatever reason, it's usually a little bit more difficult to light. There we go. That's a lot better. Now, as usual, I'm burning my Payne's incense. So I can actually still smell the incense over the window of the tobacco. Now this pipe is just a Casillero 125. Pipesandcigars.com was selling these along with a bag of, I think it was Borkum Riff whiskey, a package of pipe cleaners, and a tamper. And I decided to take that deal because this seemed like a relatively nice pipe for $20. And I was right. Definitely feels like briar and smokes like a briar. but it's super rusticated, so it's probably just a ugly dryer, as I would call it. There we go. That's a nice light now. I'm having that same blend of coffee and again a pat of Kerrygold butter. The butter tastes good as creamer, believe it or not. I heard something hit the ground. This Wilke, this bit of Rumcake I picked up on 11/18, so November 18th. I purchased 2 ounces at the time, or at least the label. When I received the label, I purchased 2 ounces. I purchased it the 18th of November, opened it that day, and then stored it, put it in the jar on the 21st. Now, I haven't gotten around to making printed labels for most of my tobaccos, so what I usually do is I just write with Sharpie on the top. The POS is purchased, opened, and stored. So that helps me to keep track of age. And then, even though it's Sharpie, you can still wash it right off. So that's what I do when I'm out of that tobacco. It's an easy process, although I would definitely rather have printed label, which I'll probably end up doing this week for the Wilke. I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. It is Sunday, so much to my chagrin, the weekend's over now. But yeah, to many more good smokes and many wonderful days. Thanks, guys. Bye.